Hey, this is Wileen Benson, and you are on the Daily Gratitude Call, where we start every day in gratitude. Gratitude is the highest energy state that we can be in. It creates a frequency of positive vibration that attracts positive experiences into our lives. Hey everybody, this is Wileen Benson, and this is our Daily Gratitude Call. Thank you so much for being on the call. This is a wonderful way to start your day. Great place to be. And I'm so grateful for those who come on live and also those of you who are listening on the podcast. If you're on the podcast, I do encourage you to participate fully. Grab some paper, write down whatever comes to you. This is your own personal inspiration. Definitely, you're going to learn a lot by listening. And if you participate, if you give a full experience, you're going to gain so much more. And that actually kind of leads into the subject that we're going to be focusing on today: gratitude for knowledge gained. I think there's a lot of power in book learning, but when you actually apply the knowledge, it's even more powerful. And it's been said that wisdom is knowledge applied, where you actually have personal experience in it. So that's what I'm inviting you to do today with our gratitude call, is to apply the knowledge that you're gaining by participating fully. I'm going to set the timer for 90 seconds, and we're going to have a private silent meditation on gratitude for knowledge gained. And just write down wherever it comes to you. This is your own personal inspiration of what God wants to teach you today, the knowledge that He wants you to have. And so I invite you to write that down, and then after our timer goes off, we'll share. So 90-second private silent meditation on gratitude for knowledge gained. Begin. All right. This was a really fun experience for me, just sitting here silently about knowledge gained. I have a new product that is on my website. It's called the Kids GPS Activity Pack. And what I did was I took all the power of the daily GPS that we all know and love and put it into a kids version. I did that really fast because I was interviewed on a local TV station about inspired goal setting, and I wanted to be able to gift the viewers something. And so I just hurried and put that together, and in like 2 days time, we had a landing page, and just the pictures and everything. Nothing physical, of course, was created, but we got it out there, and it would just like open the door to a whole new level of people, that can utilize this. Parents and kids and grandparents, and it's, anyway, super powerful. I had the gift of someone texting me yesterday and telling me they were so grateful to receive it. And then she said she had some feedback. And so I, since she was one of the first people that had received this, this activity pack, I took a phone call from her, and she shared for like a half an hour. And basically she told me at the beginning of the call, she said, if I can just share, she said, just write your notes. Don't, try to say anything or whatever. Just basically just shut up and listen is basically what she was telling me. And I'm like, okay. So I wrote everything down that she shared. And then, we talked about it a little bit, but I was so grateful for this information. And this was a friend. It wasn't, like a total stranger. But I was so grateful for the feedback that she gave, because I don't have little kids right now. My kids are 20, whatever. They're, 30 down to like 22, I think is my youngest. And so I'm not like in the moment here, with little kids and knowing exactly how they're going to be receiving things. And so I was so grateful for the feedback, because she has kids from like 11 down to like 3 or something like that. And that the target audience for that activity pack is 6 to 11. So it was so perfect. And I'm so grateful that I hadn't created like a whole bunch of physical products and had them sitting in my office, waiting for people to buy them, because it's so easy to go in and make these changes. And so the knowledge gained, kind of the gratitude that I want to share is, first of all, that she was willing and felt comfortable enough to call me, and give me this feedback and just basically tell me, shut up and listen. So grateful for that. And then, because it was very efficient, half an hour, and I had it all done. And then, even this morning during the meditation, the thought came to me, removable stickers, because part of it is to have stickers to put on a calendar. If I do removable stickers, they only have to buy it once, and they can take the stickers on and off, and I can have like a laminated calendar. So it's not something that I have to continue to buy over and over again. So just super grateful for this market research of, just a few people getting this so far and having that feedback. That's definitely knowledge gained. Who else has something they'd like to share?
I'm grateful that I have knowledge, that I have gained knowledge, and that I continue to. I'm grateful to know that I can learn and grow, that I have permission to keep learning and exploring, that there are no boundaries except those that are self-inflicted or influenced by others telling you can't. That's what came up for me. So I'm really grateful that we are learning beings, and that if we have the capacity to learn and receive knowledge, and we only stop ourselves, that our brains are still there willing.
Yeah, beautiful. It's absolutely true. And, you mentioned like our boundaries that are maybe influenced by others. I think especially even as kids, we take on the beliefs based on the feedback that we get from other people. Even this feedback that I got from my friend yesterday, I could definitely have taken on, if I wasn't as conscious as I am, I could definitely have taken on some beliefs of, oh, I'm not good enough. My product's not good enough. I did it wrong. I failed. It's a mistake. There's a lot of, and I could have just like ripped it off my website and thought, oh, it sucks. But I didn't, I took that information in. And so the beliefs that we have about ourselves, and also the beliefs that we have about others, when we give power to other people because of what they say to us, it can make a difference one way or the other, where, if we can receive positive feedback, and we can say, oh, this is, going to spur me on to doing something great. But if we receive negative feedback, then it can actually stall us from continuing to learn. So thank you, Mary. Who else?
You're welcome. I'd like to just say, and it's never too late.
Yes, thank you. Love that. Who else?
I just wanted to share. There's a talk given by Hubie Brown called "God is the Gardener," and it came up for me last night when I was doing a GPS how God cuts us down, and sometimes we don't understand what He's doing and why He would do something like that. But through that experience, we have knowledge gained, and we become so much more through that experience as we allow God to garden us.
Beautiful. Thank you. Pruning is the word, that it comes to mind when you said cut us down or cut us back. I have fruit trees out in my yard, and we prune them every single year because there's so many new branches that grow out. If we didn't prune it back, then the branches would take all the nutrients and it wouldn't go to the fruit. So it's necessary, if you're going to have good fruit, to be pruned back. And I think a lot of times, we, in all of our creative minds, we have all these different ideas, and some of those ideas just get to be cut off and thrown in the trash can. And then others of those ideas are really powerful, and they're going to produce really good fruit. And we need to put all of our energy into those few ideas. So even, that can feel like limiting, but in the end, it really is empowering. Thank you, Tyree. Any other thoughts before we move over to our permission process? All right, let's go ahead and shift over to our permission process. Everybody just go ahead and take a deep breath.
Hi.
Oh, did you have something, Michael?
Can I say something?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm muted.
Okay.
Sorry. My first thought of knowledge gained was making better choices or clearer choices. And when you gain, you have a greater knowledge of what you're working on or what you're doing.
Mm.
It's also, we make choices on what we know, but they can change as we gain knowledge or new understanding. We wander until we know where we are going. And another thought was the target bullseye changes or narrows. If we're working on something and we gain more knowledge about it, we can narrow what we're actually going for. Instead of a general thing, we can bring it to a narrow one. I think also knowledge gain keeps us from following someone who has a great idea, philanthropist talks, and he doesn't, and he pulls people into his direction, and we don't even know what we're doing, but we're following him. And as we gain knowledge, we may not want to be where he's leading us.
Mm-hmm.
So, also knowledge gained is, I have a great idea, but I can't complete it because the technology's not there.
Mm.
And now, technology coming in, I can actually choose, I can go back to my dream, my goal, and create something because technology has caught up to my idea. So knowledge continues to guide and direct our life and allows wider choices as we seek knowledge and learn. And I think that's where, if we trust on the inspiration of the Lord, that knowledge gained will give us more knowledge and more direction than just wandering alone and seeking for things in the path that we're looking for.
Wow. Lots of really awesome wisdom, Michael. Thank you for sharing. I'm just like seeing lots of wisdom here. We make good decisions based on the knowledge that we have. A lot of times we look back at decisions that we've made in the past and it's like, oh, that was a bad decision. Not so. It was the best. It was the best decision. It was the best decision that we could have made in the moment when we had the knowledge that we had. But as we gain more knowledge, as we start going down that path, I love that idea too, that as we start going down the path, we can continue to learn, we can continue to discern and take in, the new knowledge that we're gaining on this path. And we can say, is this the right path? Do we need to, get back on that other path? Or is there a brand new path that this one is leading us to that we need to jump over and, try something even different? When you mentioned the bullseye, I thought of like a target, shooting an arrow at a target. And the first time that you pick up a bow and shoot an arrow, you might even miss the target completely. Who cares about the bullseye? It's like, let's just hit the target. And I know I've had that experience. And the better we get, the more practice we get, the more we learn, the more we practice, the more knowledge we gain. We can narrow it down so we're at least hitting the target, and then eventually we hit the bullseye almost every single time. And so that targeted learning, it's like we know our path and we start looking around for the specific knowledge that we need and seek out that knowledge. So rather than just like waiting for the knowledge to show up, we're actually seeking it out to help us hit the target every single time. And what an interesting concept that's so true about not having the technology. We might have a dream to accomplish something, and right now the technology doesn't even exist that would allow it. It doesn't mean that we have to stuff that dream aside. Heck, Star Trek, they used to do the little communicators, they'd flip them open, and then, decades later, we had flip phones that looked just like them. And that was something that didn't even exist, but it was in someone's imagination. So just super grateful for all these comments that have been shared and everything that's added to our gratitude for knowledge gained. Let's go ahead and, Mary, did you want to add something else?
Well, I just wanted to say knowledge gained opens the mind.
Mm-hmm. We have to open our mind to receive the knowledge, but then knowledge gained opens our mind to even more. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I have to say one more thing too. I know we're getting short on time, so we need to shift over to our permission process. But what you just said, Mary, I was introduced to a new scientific concept called the observer effect. And I'm just like blown away with this new knowledge that I have. This knowledge has existed forever because it's a physical law. It's a law of physics. I didn't know about it. And now I've been able to apply that knowledge to the process of manifesting. And it's like, oh my gosh, I can scientifically prove why affirmations work. It's been, it's just like totally opened my mind to so many new things. And I'm going to be creating a series of videos over the next few days for our Lord's Way to Wealth Mastermind. So those of you who are in it, you're going to get that. So thank you. I appreciate you sharing that, Mary. All right, we really do need to shift over. So I encourage you to go to the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, and share any other thoughts that you're having. Obviously, this call was a really great place to have some new knowledge gained, and appreciate you all being here. Go ahead and take a deep breath. And just take a moment and let all of this new information that we've gained on this call, these new ideas, new thoughts, just let them kind of settle into your heart and your mind, and plant these seeds of knowledge gained, and listen for any new knowledge that might be coming that hasn't been shared, but that has sparked, kind of opened our minds, like Mary was saying, to something new that is specifically for you. What new knowledge can you gain even just from being on this call? And as you're being more aware of the process of gaining knowledge and just listening for these new concepts and understanding, what is the limiting belief coming up for you about knowledge gained or gaining knowledge, applying your knowledge, past choices based on lack of knowledge, whatever it is, anything that has come up for you today during this call? What is the number one limiting belief that we need to expel today? And as you're considering this limiting belief, I also want to invite you to examine the cost of this limiting belief. Every belief and thought takes us down a road, takes us somewhere, produces an outcome. And same goes for this limiting belief. It's going to produce something, a result, if you hold on to it. What is the cost? What is the final destination if you use this limiting belief to run your life? And as you're examining the cost of this limiting belief, you get to make a choice. You can keep that limiting belief now that it's completely, you're conscious of it and you know what it's producing. You do have the choice to keep it, or you can give yourself permission to choose a new belief. If you're ready to give yourself permission to choose a new belief, say yes.
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 Awesome. So what are those new beliefs? Let's choose at least two or three new beliefs that will replace that old limiting belief. We can kind of overpower it with numbers and also with power. These new beliefs being written in the present tense, I am, and also really positive words, instead of like, I'm not afraid, I am courageous, or whatever it is. Just choosing words that are positive, powerful, and present tense. What are the new beliefs that are going to empower you to move forward in gaining knowledge and believing that you can gain knowledge and use that knowledge for your benefit? Make good decisions based on your knowledge. And one last question. With these new beliefs, go ahead and just embrace these new beliefs, allow them to become part of you. Feel how these new beliefs are actually even more true than the limiting belief was, and bring those new beliefs in and add to your own belief system, and consciously choosing to have this be part of your belief system, because you know that your belief system is what is going to create your outcome. You know that. You've had experience in the past. You have evidence that this is true, that the beliefs that you hold dear is what creates the outcome of your life. And so I invite you to bring these new beliefs in, have them be a part of you. And what is the one inspired shortcut? What's the one most important thing that you can do today to move forward with these new beliefs and seeing that they are actually new truths, that they are true, they are powerful, and they are going to bring you the outcome that you choose? What's your inspired shortcut? In a moment, I'm going to open it up for some shares. I just want to encourage anyone who is feeling like they need some extra support. They maybe don't have all the knowledge that they need and would like to kind of bounce around some ideas, brainstorm a little bit on that. I would love to have a conversation with you. All you have to do to have a 15-minute call with me is just go to askwylene.com, and that it goes directly to my calendar, and you can schedule a 15-minute call. It's free, and I would love to just brainstorm with you and help you find, the answer to whatever it is that you are seeking. I want to share real quick just a thought that came to me. There was a song that was written. I can't remember the author. I don't know if you call them authors or whatever they are, of the songwriter. She wrote a song called "I'm a Child of God." And I mean, it was written like back in the 60s. I remember learning it when I was just a little girl and memorizing the song. And it's in my faith, it's a very popular song. It's sung all around the world. And there's a phrase in there that she wrote, "Teach me all that I must know to live with him someday." And then later, someone mentioned to her that it's not just about what we know. And I didn't even realize that that the word know is fitting so perfectly in what we were talking about today. But it's not about what we know that gets us to heaven. It's what we do. And so he suggested that she change the word to do. Teach me all that I must do to live with him someday. And she, I remember she was very critical of herself. And she was like, why didn't I know that? Why didn't I figure that out? Why didn't I do that to begin with? That's so much better. And she would criticize herself for not having the right word in the beginning. But what it has done for those of us who remember that change, we know now that it's more important what we do than what we know. We can know everything, but if we don't take action on it, it's useless. And so it was perfect that she wrote the words the way that she did, "Teach me all that I must know," because I personally know that it's, yes, we do need to know a lot of stuff, but it's also about what we do. Who else would like to share something about their experience today?
All
right.
Yeah, I'll share real quick.
Mary and then Michael.
Okay, I still don't know enough. That's my limiting belief. Others know more. Well, I still don't know enough, and I won't take action unless I have more information.
Mm-hmm.
So my new beliefs are: I am empowered with knowledge. I am receiving new knowledge daily. I am embracing knowledge daily. I am transforming my life through new knowledge.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you, Mary. All really powerful new truths. Michael.
Okay, I was first time I've written down many things, but one of the things I wrote down is I gain knowledge with each thing I learn, and I use that knowledge gained to lift and inspire others. And then the thought came in is to hold on to this knowledge you've gained, because it's your future. It's bringing you your future. So that knowledge gained brings me my future and others.
Say that last part again. Knowledge gained what?
Brings me my future.
Wow.
Because my future is based on the knowledge I gain. I can sit and watch TV the rest of my life, or I can go out and do something. And each time I gain knowledge, my life changes. My future changes.
Mm-hmm. And each time you act on that knowledge, it's like one little tweak, one way or the other, every time you're applying that knowledge. Thank you. I could go on, but we are out of time. So I really appreciate everything that has been shared. I encourage us to post on the Facebook group, Breakthrough with Gratitude, any other thoughts that you have, your new beliefs, whatever it is that you want to post. Super, super grateful for everything that has been shared. I'll make sure that a post of that song that I mentioned is I'll probably put it on the Facebook group and within the blog, because I know whoever listens to this at a future time will want to know what that song is. Yeah, I just feel like this has been a really powerful call. So thank you all for being on live, and those who are listening to the podcast. We'll look forward to being together again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Mountain Time. And thanks for being here today. Love you guys.
Thanks for all your shares. Love you.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much for listening. And I encourage you to tune in every day to the Daily Gratitude Call. And the Daily Gratitude Call happens live every weekday morning. I'd love to have you join. So to find out how to join live, go to my website, WileenBenson.com. Thanks for tuning in.